How's it going, guys? Welcome to the HyperFast Agent YouTube channel. Hope you're having an amazing Monday. I am excited about this week, and I'm also pumped up about the summit, I'm pumped up about the summit, but I'm pumped up about the webinar we did last Friday with Ryan Serhant. If you guys have not seen that, make sure you check it out. All right, we did a 35-minute lead generation webinar with Ryan. Carrie was on as well, and it was amazing. So today I'm going to go over the top 3 things that I took away from that, and I hope you took away as well. Before I dive into that, though, I do want to mention that if you like Ryan Serhant, if you like the kind of training that Carrie and I are delivering, if you want to learn from agents who are selling 500, 700 million per year, right? Plus a lot of other great speakers, make sure you get early bird tickets for the HyperFast Sales Summit this November. You'll get a chance to meet Ryan. You'll get a chance to have lunch with him if you get the VIP ticket. VIPs are also going to get an office tour of our office the day before. It's going to be an amazing 2-day event. You can go to the link in the description. It's bit.ly/HyperFastSummit. All right, you can get early bird pricing now. It's over 50% off. It's an amazing deal, and we are going to deliver. Right? We are going to make sure that if you attend, you get at least one extra deal, hopefully more per month. That's the kind of value that we want to bring, right? A lot of people who went last year said it catapulted their 2019 business. So I'm excited about that, but make sure you check out that lead generation webinar we did with Ryan. It was amazing. And before I forget, I want to also mention, if you follow me on Instagram, okay, the handle is @Lesniak. We have a link in there as well. You can win stuff like a free coaching call with me by commenting, right? So follow me, turn on post notifications in the settings. It's real simple to do right after you follow me. And then comment on my post. Use the hashtag HyperFastClub. All right, and I'm just going to randomly pick people to win cool stuff, maybe do some tickets, definitely do some coaching calls. Bob, I can't wait to see you at the summit, and I'm glad you enjoyed the webinar. So the 3 big things that I learned from that webinar were cold messaging, right? That was like the first thing Ryan said when we asked him about, his top lead generation methods. So he mentioned cold messaging. So what is cold messaging? Hey, good to see you, Xavier. So cold messaging is an updated version of cold calling, all right? And I think the most dangerous agents, by the way, are the ones that can play in the old school game and they can play in the new school games, right? So the old school, it's all about door knocking, all about banging out on the phones, all about networking. That stuff works still, right? But if you neglect using social media, digital media, all that, right? You're missing out on this new school stuff that also works. And you can be successful in one or the other, but the people that are really crushing it do both well. That's the most dangerous people. Right? So what cold messaging does, it kind of combines old school and new school, and you pull names, right? Cold names, because you've never met these people before, from things like RedX or cold data, and you send them messages. You reach out to people in the market where you want to do business. Bob, yes, we are doing some cold messaging, but based off what I learned from Ryan, we're going to take it to another level, and you guys should too. But you reach out to people in your target market with cold message, just like a cold phone call, right? My guess is the response rates are a lot higher. Like I don't have enough statistical evidence, personal experience yet to prove it, but I think people are more responsive to direct messages on Instagram, direct messages on Facebook, right, as opposed to a phone call or even an email. And I know that email response is way low when you compare it to Facebook Messenger even. So sending people that might want to do business with you a message in Facebook Messenger, I believe is going to get response rates of 80 to 95%. Open rates. All right? Now, the open rates you get on an email, if you're really good at it, right, like really good, and I may be biased, but I think we're really good at it, our email open rates are typically 20 to 25% on average, right? Sometimes they're a little bit lower, and every now and then we pop one that'll get a 35 or I think our top one this year so far is like around a 50-55%. But on almost any chat message we send out to our chatbot list, we'll get an open rate on average of like 80 to 90%. It's insane. The click-through rate on that is much, much higher, right? So, and I wasn't around, well, I was around, but I wasn't around in the business world in the 90s when email first came out. But people that were around then, like Gary Vee and some of these other thought business leaders that have been at it for 2 decades, they said messenger open rates, response rates today are what it was like in the 90s with email. So what does that mean? Well, you've got a great opportunity, 1. 2, it will go away at some point. Like, people will figure out at some point that, they're getting a lot of messages that aren't applicable, or they're not interested at the moment, right? So you'll start to see it go away. So take advantage of it now, right? I don't think you always want to be like the first adopter, but if you can get in on the first wave, like right after, after something's been proven to work, you've got a huge, huge advantage. So take advantage of cold messaging when and where you can in your market. Do it with emails, text message, but really what I think, if you really want to take it to the next level, do it with Instagram DM, do it with Facebook Messenger. Like, why not send a message to 100 prospects a day on those platforms? What would that do for your business if you could do that, right? Another cool thing, second point I want to go over that I learned from Ryan was the importance of networking. All right, he talked about gym memberships. So he got like 3 gym memberships. I forget which ones they were, and I'm not familiar with all the areas he was describing, so I'm not a Manhattan person. But he had 3 gym memberships in areas that he wanted to do business in. And he said he knew that in New York, people that live or want to live in a certain area, they're going to go to a gym there. They're not going to go like all the way across town. And I imagine like that's the same in DC. Like, I don't want to go 20, 30 minutes to go work out, right? I'm going to join the places closest to me. And then he said he owns the gym, right? So he is friendly to people. He's outgoing. He's not in their face like an annoying, department store or shoe salesman, right? Where the first thing you do when you walk in is you want to run away from them. He's friendly, and he just lets them know through natural conversation as he's spotting them on weights or talking to him next to him on the treadmill that he's in real estate, right? And so he's just taking what he would normally do in life, like work out. Like, if you guys follow him on Instagram, he works out a lot. So he's taking that and thinking, how can I use what I would normally do in business in a natural way? It's the ultimate combination of combining multiple areas of life. So I've always said, I've learned this from Tony Robbins and actually Jay Paul when he brought him on, that when you can combine multiple areas in life, like fitness with business, with family and charity, like when you can kind of find out how to do 2 or 3 of these things at the same time, same event, it brings your life to a new level. It maximizes what you can do. It saves you time. So that's what he's doing with this gym membership thing. And there's tons of ways you could do this with things that you're interested in. Right? So look at what you're interested in outside of real estate and figure out a way how to do that in a way that will bring you real estate business. All right? The last thing that I think was extremely important that Ryan brought up was getting sellers, right? I know his market has shifted somewhat, and maybe other markets are going to shift at some point across the nation. Like New York, I assume, would probably usually lead the nation, or maybe even be kind of separate from it in a way. But he's in a buyer's market. You heard him say that average listing is over a year right now, and it wasn't like that 2 years ago. But he's still focused on sellers. He still wants to do more business with sellers, right? Because that drives other business. And if you can get a listing, market it, attract leads, even if they don't buy, you're going to build up your buyer pool, and those will happen naturally. All right, so no matter what you guys are doing, don't forget about focusing on listings. Even if it is a buyer's market and inventory is low, if inventory is low, that's an even better way. Like when I struggled with inventory, when I first started in the business, I would seek out homes that weren't on the market. I tell them, like, look, I've got a buyer looking for your exact home. Interest rates are low. Inventory is low. Demand is high. Because of that, your home might be worth more than it's worth. I've got a buyer interested. Do you want to meet to talk about it? And that got a huge response rate. And you know, just giving them that message, right? Usually I would just put a note on their door. Like a note that in an unmarked envelope looked like it came from a neighbor. Response rate on those was huge. Half the time when I met with them, they ended up listing with me down the road, either 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, some 2 years, right? And then a lot of times my buyers did buy it. So focus on the listings, and then the rest of the leads will come no matter what kind of market you are in. All right, so if you guys can focus on that stuff, right? Cold messaging, networking, focusing on listings, it will do wonders for your business. And then one more item that I did want to mention, it popped up to me, is take your cold messaging list and market to those guys. Market to them on Instagram stories, market to them on Facebook, right? Build out custom audiences and get in front of them that way as well. That way when they get the message from you, they're like, oh, I know this guy, right? He's been in my Instagram feed. You heard Ryan talk about that a lot. So test running those story ads. It's one of the cheapest ads you can get to, in front of people for, especially if it's a custom audience. All right, guys, I hope that helped. If you haven't seen the original lead generation webinar, Ryan, go back and watch it. I promise you it's good. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Check out the link for the summit. I don't want you to miss out on early bird pricing if you have not gotten your ticket yet. And follow me on Instagram at @DanLesniak. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, leave us some comments. We want to know your feedback, and share this with someone that you think could benefit as well. And if you want to see more great videos, click this playlist up here, or better yet, click right here to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our updates.